Hello everyone. So today I'm here with this ground hit effect. As you can see, the ground is just shattering and some rays and some black energy coming from the ground. It's really nice effect you can create, and also it's very easy effect, but it's looking nice. So you can see these are all duplicates of the effects. I just created one. Okay, so let's just cut out the files what I have done for this. So this is my effect again, and if I just check, this is my shatter geometry cache because I used Alembic. If you see here I have this mesh, and in Maya if you see, this is the mesh and it's shattering. So you can create this type of shatter in any 3D software that you know. If you know Maya, you can use some plugin like Pull Down It. I am using this. And if you just want to know how I just shatter these, I will quickly tell you, but it's up to you how do you shatter things in what software. And after shattering things, you can just select your shatter. If this is not combined, you can just combine, or maybe you can have separate. So just combine in one mesh, then you can just export it as Alembic. So Alembic is usually you can use in Unreal Engine for this type of animated mesh. Okay, so I quickly just tell you how I create this. You can just create a mesh like this. You can model any shape what you want, and pull down, you can just shatter it. It's shattered in many pieces. You can just select it and create here accept. So here is the fracture body 01 created. Now what you can do, take a sphere or anything and just put here, and just you can animate on y-axis, key selected, and 20 key, and you can make this sphere a geometry kinematic body update. And if you will play, you can see this is shattering my box and these are falling. So you can just place a planar that is your ground, and you can make this static. And if you will play, you can just place a box here and just make it static. Okay, so my Unreal just crashed. Maya. So I will just show you again, or maybe you got the idea how shatter. You just have to place a ground where your shatter just can collide. So quickly, you have this, and I just duplicate it and place it here. Okay, and just shattered it and added here. Then I just create a sphere. Maybe 20, and make this sphere kinematic and this cube static. Here you go. So you can see this sphere just shattering these chunks, and these chunks are just colliding with the ground. So this was the process what I use. You can do lots of settings, so then check your debris or your shatter part, that is your fracture body, can just more impact there. Okay, so when you create this, you can just export it in Alembic, then import it here in Unreal Engine, and you can just place here, and you can just here you can see the speed and the start of set, and when will you play, shatter part will animate as in Maya. Okay, so here's my effect, P hit. If you see here, this is very simple effect, nothing much here. If the play here, you can see all are duplicates. If I am playing one, all are playing, but shatter part not playing because it only plays in play mode. You can see here. Now what I have done in this effect, if I select first, you can see some streaks going upward. So this is basically emitting from a cylinder shape. If I turn on, you can see here is the radius of the cylinder. Okay, it is 100. So these are going upward because of velocity on z axis going upward. It has also light. If I turn on the radius, you can see light has some big radius. Then color, it has color, this red one, initial size, and life random 1 and 2, and material is M Spark. This is actually a default material and texture of Unreal Engine. If you create a new project, you go to the starter content where you can find this texture and material. So this is a texture. This is not mine, this is Unreal Engine default texture and material. So I use this and I aligned it on velocity so that I can stretch it on y axis. You can see these are very long streaks. So this was my first emitter. Then second, again same, just some velocity is some much high, and it doesn't have lights, and it also emitting from a cylinder, you can see. Then third streaks, same, just for variation. And what else, if you see these streaks 1 2 3 4 5 6 6, okay, streaks, you can see these streaks are thicker in center, but in edges these are very thin. So this is why I use these emitters. I can emit this much streaks in one emitter, but I didn't create this type of variation of size from from center to edge. So these all emitters are same, just the size is different, like 600, 800, 1100, 1400, 14 and 16. So the size is different and one has light, so they can just, you can see emit light here, so one is enough. Okay, just for the variation these are streaks. Then after streaks there is some smoke, you can see some glowing smoke. If you see here, just play and see, very glowy and magical smoke here. For this smoke I use this texture, the noise, very simple texture you can easily create in Photoshop. So these two texture, same texture, panning in different direction, one is panning on X, one is panning on Y, and two these are now adding, so they are overlapping. When they overlap on white to white, they cuts here, you can see, and creates a glow, because I use this HDR from LDR. So what it does, it takes the brighter value and glow it with this value. Okay, then I multiply it with particle color, because I wanted to change the color in particle, and emissive material is translucent unlit. Then here I used a radial exponential, because I need to cut this, because this texture is square, I want some round shape, so I use this and multiplied with color, particle color, append it to opacity, where I also connected depth fade, because I wanted to fade these when it intersecting the ground. So I use this depth fade. So this was my smoke, and here you can see it's also emitting from a cylinder, and it has random color, and also it has a dynamic parameter. How I use, check it out, why I used here, I used texture coordinate that I'm multiplying with dynamic parameter. You can see I name it tile 1, tile 2, tile 1 for this texture, tile 2 for this texture, and in here I used a random value 0.2, 0.1 to 2. So these textures are emitting with a random tile, sometimes bigger, sometimes smaller, random. Just for variation I use this random tile, and when they are going upward they are scaling. Here you can see at 0 is size 1, at 1 is 0, so they are decreasing the size. Then distortion, you can't see here because it's plain background. If I just play and see here, you can see some distortion going here. Okay, if I play again, you can see. So this distortion also emitting from cylinder, same like the smoke and the streaks, they are going upward because of velocity and scaling, and it has this material. So a normal map that is panning upward and connected to the normal, opacity is 0, refraction is 0, and I cut this normal map with a sphere shape. So if I see on this cube, you can see here a sphere shape, and you can also see a distortion here. So this is my distortion, and the last is sphere. So these are some black spheres you can see here. These are spheres that eroding, and when they erode, the edges are glowing and they erodes completely when they're going upward. And also if I see mesh is sphere, it has also light, it's emitting from a cylinder shape, going upward because of velocity, and random rotation, and dynamic parameter that is eroding. You can see here erode. If I show you the curve, at 0 it's 1, at 1 it's 0. If I put it 1 here, so these will not erode because the value is 1. Or you can just do it vice versa, like they are eroded here, and when they going upward they become complete sphere. So I don't want that. I want them to erode when they're going upward. These are eroding. For erode, what I have done in material, very simple material. So this is my sphere. What I have done here, I use the noise texture, that is value stepping. Value stepping means this just, if in short I will tell you what is doing it. Value stepping just making a high contrast, so there is no gray value here. If you see, black and white here. Okay, so value stepping, I connected this texture gradient and mask offset. So when I increased mask offset, I decreased another value offset from it by 0.00. So if I show you in Photoshop, what is going on here. So like you have a noise texture, and when you, okay, let's take a noise texture. This is noise texture, and when you level it, okay, so this is contrast, that is value step not doing the sharp. And here what I have done here, I have two value steps, so I am subtracting from one to another, so values are different. So if you see, like I have this pattern, Control Z, so it's duplicating, and I just put a red color background. Okay, so I have this texture here. Oops, this red is just hitting my eyes. So you have this one value step, and another value step is slightly small from the value step. Okay, so if you minus from one to another, if I just change the like this, so you will have just the edges. See, if you minus a small thing from a big, you just remain these edges. So what is happening here, I am subtracting from it to this one, so you will have only edges that I am connecting on emissive. Got it? So when these are eroding, the edges are glowing because the part that remains, I connected it to the emissive here and multiplied with particular color, so I can change color here. You can see red. Okay, so this was my whole effect. You see, I have streaks that has random size, these 5 streaks emitter, then I have a glowy smoke and some distortion here. So just three or 4 elements, and this is very nice effect. And if you see it here, see, really looking nice. You can use it in some type of character animation where character hits the ground and ground breaks and some energy just come out from the ground. You can change the pattern of ground shattering, or maybe the shattering continues like a crack, and these energy emitting from the cracks. And you can also add some more elements in it and more color. Maybe you don't want to make red one, you can make blue, and maybe you can add more sparks or fire or any other element that you want. Maybe I have used this black sphere that eroding. You can add some stones that going upward and erodes. So it's up to you. I hope you learned something, you like my tutorial, and keep watching, and thanks for subscribing. Keep subscribe my channel and comment below in the video if you have any query, any question, suggestion, and share, support and subscribe. Keep learning. Thank you.